morning, Pederscopers. Good morning. How are we doing today? Hopefully you guys are doing fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me again. Let's get things kind of adjusted here. Ooh, that's not so great. I want to make sure we got the best possible audio and video quality for all of the Pederscopers joining us today. Today is episode 3 of Keys to Being the Difference. Thank you guys for joining me. I see we got a couple of people online already. Just to recap, the first couple of days, what we've been talking about is the first day we talked about breathe and be. So hopefully you guys have been taking an opportunity to just breathe and be in the moment. And as a matter of fact, that's something we can all do right now, because I know it's morning time and we're kind of rushing to this place and rushing to that place and you know, getting the day started, and sometimes that can be a little harried. And so it's always a great, there's never a bad time to just breathe and be. I'm here with you in the moment. And then yesterday we talked about the having a big dream, your dream big. And we talked about how there is, even in our soul, there's like planted this DNA. I just realized the dishwasher is running, so hopefully that's not too distracting. But within our soul, there is this DNA that is like a plan for our lives, and it's this huge dream. And if we don't dream big, we sell ourselves short, almost like an acorn not becoming a full oak tree. Today, I want to talk about a topic that has far-reaching implications. It's a topic that could radically change your life and radically affect the lives of people around you. And it's a saying that I think has become very cliche, but I think it's something that's, if we really dig into it, it could really have profound impact on our lives. And the phrase is, own it. And what do I mean by that? Own it. If you're like me and some of my friends and other people that I know, you know, we're just getting off to the start of the year, and there's a lot of things that are changing. If you're a school teacher, or a lot of jobs do this, around the holidays you have a lot of time off. Me and my family, we had like 2 weeks off. So it's kind of hard, it's kind of difficult to get back into the swing of things at the beginning of the year. And oftentimes it can feel very jarring, and it can feel like, oh, this doesn't feel so great. Some of the people that I've talked to have felt very overwhelmed. And what do you do with that? What do you do with all of that overwhelm? Well, I've been feeling the same way, just feeling like, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff today in particular. I've got a lot of stuff to do today. And if you're feeling overwhelmed and you're feeling like there's just so much going on, I want you to think about this. There is what really helped me today to put things into perspective. I have this sort of a thank you regimen that I go through. It's a list of things that I just give thanks for every morning. And one of the things that I give thanks for is I say thank you for the opportunity. It's kind of, I'm spacing it here right now. Help me out. Give me a few thumbs up or something. Say, you can do it. Thank you that I can take massive action today, helping me to swiftly achieve my goals. Let me say that again. Thank you for allowing me to take massive action today, allowing me to swiftly achieve my goals. Now, if you remember yesterday, we talked about dream big. And I asked you to write down, you didn't have to do anything about it, but just write down, what is your big dream? and write down one little thing, one little step that you can take to make progress towards that big dream. When we're going after our big dream, we have to break that down into smaller goals, achievable goals. And we want to make progress towards those goals, obviously. So when we have the attitude of gratitude, thank you that I can take massive action today, allowing me to swiftly achieve my goals, then things start to come into perspective and make sense. Now, when I say own it, the reason I say own it is because I think a lot of times we feel like all of the things that are pressuring us, all of the to-dos, and all of these things that are overwhelming us, I think we feel like we don't have a choice in the matter. Like we're sort of at the mercy of somebody else. We feel like we're at the mercy of somebody else's agenda, somebody else's goals, and we feel like we don't really have a choice in the matter. And when we feel like we don't have a choice in the matter, that's when we start getting resentful, we start getting bitter. And so when we're not owning it, we're putting the ownership on somebody else, and then we blame them for all of the overwhelm that we're feeling. So what's the solution? The solution, more specifically, other than just own it, is to say, okay, the reason I'm doing this, or the reason I have all of these things to do, is because it's a decision that I've made that I want to do these things. Now, it might be like a smaller part of something bigger. So, for example, you might feel like, well, what I really want to do is I want to do this particular career. I want to do this job. Now, what might happen in that job is to say, well, I know as a part of this job, there's going to be people that are going to need to tell me what to do in certain areas. That's okay. Then we can look at those things that people are telling us to do and say, okay, I'm going to own this because this is a part of the bigger picture. Now, I mentioned at the earlier part of the Pederscope here that this could be something that radically transforms your life and the lives of everybody around you. Because it could be that the things that you are doing that you're not feeling very congruent with. You're feeling like, you know what? I don't want to be in this job. I don't want to be doing this in my life. And it could be that owning it means possibly a career change for you. Or some other kind of change, maybe a relationship change. It doesn't necessarily have to be job related. There can be you can have a lot of feelings of obligation, and I think that's what we're trying to get away from here. When you own it, you're getting away from obligation. If you're in a relationship that you feel obligated, and let's just say you're in a dating relationship. Obviously a marriage relationship that's a little bit more complex, but maybe it's a dating relationship or a friendship, or even a job is a kind of relationship. If you're feeling obligated to that relationship, like you're in it because you have to be in it and there's no way out, then obviously you're not owning it, and there's some other things to look at there. So I know this is a lot. This is heavy stuff. Maybe this should be a two-part thing. I don't know. I realize we're kind of getting short on time. I don't want to take everybody's all morning. I could probably go on all morning about this. Let's just start thinking about that. Let's start thinking about how we can own our own decisions, how we can say, this particular phrase was said to me, and I had a really hard time with it at first. It's, don't do anything that you don't want to do. And when I first heard that, I was like, but. Yeah, think about that. Because what that does is it puts the ownership back on you. If you say, well, I am going to do this, then do it because you want to do it. Do it because you're willing to do it. Do it because you're grateful that you have this opportunity to take massive action toward achieving your goals. So hopefully this helps in some way. If you have thoughts about it, would love to hear from you. I'd love to have you follow me. If you're not following me, I do this Pederscope every weekday morning at 8:35 a.m. Central Time. So I'd love to hear from you. Let's check in. I also post my Pederscopes on my website at stevepederson.com. That's right, it's stevepederson.com. So check out my website to catch up with past Pederscopes. Thanks so much again for joining me, and we'll catch you next time on the next Pederscope. Take care. Awesome, thanks. Oh, we got some comments coming in. Good. All right, thank you for the comments. I appreciate that. And guys, I appreciate the love. If you're new to Periscope, just tap on the screen once or twice or a bunch of times and little hearts will come up. And that's just a way to share love. So thanks for doing that, guys. Take care and have a great day.